All right, 6:03 breaking news overnight aimed at helping those impacted by wildfires in Northern California. Help is on the way this morning. President Biden just approved a major disaster declaration providing help for those affected by some of the wildfires in our region, and applications start today. This declaration opens up federal dollars for temporary housing, home repairs, low-cost loans, and other programs, but it's only for people affected by the DIXIE and river fires in Nevada, Placer, Plumas, and Lassen counties. It does not include the 24,000 people forced to evacuate due to the Caldor Fire in El Dorado County. ABC is at an evacuation shelter in Placerville. Zach, is there any chance federal aid could eventually help people affected by the Caldor Fire as well?
Yes, Bria, there definitely is a chance that they can be helped. I'm surrounded by so many of the evacuees this morning who are very deserving and in need of some of that relief. But as for when that help may come, that answer at this point is not clear yet. The governor's office specified that right now the request for a major disaster declaration is specific to the DIXIE and river fires, which exploded before the Caldor Fire did. It also said other fires, including the Caldor Fire, may be included once officials can safely assess the scope of the damage that the Caldor Fire has caused, and that can only happen once the fire conditions let them get in there to do that. And of course, no one is more anxious for those conditions to improve than those still evacuated from their homes.
Well, can't wait. Can't wait, yeah. Everybody wants to go home. I'm sure we all want to go home.
That's absolutely true. We were greeted by one man here who asked us when he could come home, and that answer is still not clear. And while there is still a wait for federal aid to possibly come to those impacted by the Caldor Fire, we did look into the local help that's available right now. Applications are going to open back up today for the El Dorado Community Foundation's Caldor Fire Fund. That's up to $550 for things like food and temporary housing costs. Some criteria that have to be met includes that your address has to be in the evacuation area of the Caldor Fire, has to be your primary residence, and your request has to be directly related to the fire or evacuation from it, and only one request per residence is going to be taken. I know that many of the people out here this morning and elsewhere meet that criteria. We have all the information up right now at abc10.com/links.
So good to know that there's help out there for them. Zach, thank you. Let's take a look now at the progress firefighters are making on both the Caldor and the DIXIE fires. The Caldor Fire is now 11% contained this morning. That's up from 9% yesterday. It's burned nearly 123,000 acres over the last 10 days in El Dorado County. But unfortunately this morning, the Caldor Fire is making its way towards South Lake Tahoe. Officials say if the Echo Summit area to Twin Bridges goes under an evacuation order, South Lake Tahoe will be on a warning. Community leaders say they are committed to keeping everyone safe.
We are going to keep the community safe. That is our job. Let us worry about it. You're going to be informed well when it is time to do so.
Well, even in the face of this disaster, people are coming together as the Caldor Fire rages on. Now that's a happy sound to hear, spreading smiles one popsicle at a time. Doug and Josh of Fiddletown are under an evacuation warning themselves, but after their own preparations, they wanted to show some love to other evacuees. So they got creative, grabbed a generator, a freezer, a speaker, loaded it all up in a truck, and picked up some ice cream to drive around to the shelters and first responder bases, passing out some sweet treats.
We know there's a lot of people with this tragedy that are not okay, and so we thought we'd come out and try to spread a little cheer and maybe bring a few smiles to some people's faces, especially the children.
There are a lot of people out here doing the same as us, but if somebody else wants to do something similar to what we're doing at the DIXIE Fire, another fire, that's our main objective, is to, be a role model for other people.
More ice cream. More the merrier, right? Okay, turning now to the DIXIE Fire burning across 5 Northern California counties. That's Butte, Plumas, Lassen, Tehama, and Shasta. The massive wildfire, the second largest in California's history, has burned more than 733,000 acres, and this morning it's 43% contained. Well, here at ABC 10, we're continuing to keep up with the evacuees. This is Rhonda Reams from Greenville.
So, yeah, I'm pretty grateful that we're alive and kicking. If we had stayed inside the cinder block wall, we would have been dead because the top collapsed.
Well, if you want to help wildfire victims, we've teamed up with the American Red Cross. We know times are hard, so if you are able to donate, you can find a link on how to do that on our website, abc10.com/links.